Ladies and gentlemen, Hot Pass Podcast is back. Missed Tuesday because of just a lot of shit going on, dealing with moving, lots of things. Had to, meet the real estate agent all week or whatever about getting my new spot. So we've got a new spot. It's dialed in. It's locked in for April 30th. The podcast and everything will be looking so much better. We'll have the sim rig lined up. We'll do some episodes on YouTube at some point this summer of me being able to get better at iRacing, and then working all my way up to being able to race with my boys from Front Row and all that shit. So very excited about that. So my apologies. We'll do a quick little recap of the weekend, last weekend at Rockingham, and then we'll get right into the bets. It's going to have to be a very fast one. I'm recording it first thing in the morning, Friday morning, to be able to get this out for you guys. Last night was the anniversary of my friend Robbie's passing. So I had a couple of beers with a buddy, his cousin, and kind of just reminisced on old times, and then had to go do my taxes. So it was an emotional filled night. So we're gonna pump this one out really fast for you. We're going to Bristol. Feel really excited about it, to be honest, but let's get all the nonsense out of the way, do the recap, then get into the bets, make it really fast for you guys. Hot Pass Podcast, make sure, please, guys, please, do not ignore this kind of stuff. Please. This is serious Eric right here, okay? Serious Eric. Listen to my voice and look at my face on YouTube, okay? Please go to the Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube and like and share and subscribe to the podcast. Comment on it. It helps the algorithm, helps us get more views to be able to grow this podcast. So I would like if you guys went over and in the link tree in my bio, wherever you find me, go to the Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube, like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Go to the audio podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Leave a 5-star rating. Leave a great review. Really helps grow the podcast and get it out to more people as well. Go to at Furlong Eric _ on Twitter and TikTok and follow me there. An hour before, I didn't even really put out a betting card this weekend. I fucked up on so much shit. I had Brandon Jones for a top 5. Was about to bet it. Fucking books closed on Bet365. They had him at like plus 250 or whatever. Books closed just before the truck race or whatever. I wanted to cash out Christian Eckes and keep my money, and then keep Chandler Smith. Well, I was doing it while I was driving and accidentally cashed out Christian Eckes, and fucking books closed on Bet360, or I accidentally cashed out Chandler Smith and the books closed on me, and both of those hit. So I didn't even get to really put out a betting card this weekend. So that was really upsetting. The truck odds and everything that I always take, the betting cards I always have, I put them out an hour before the truck race in the O'Reilly Series race. So that's why you're going to want to go follow me on Twitter. And then go to Eric Furlong 21 on Instagram to see all my nonsense Instagram reels at Eric Furlong 21. Okay. All right. Recap from last weekend. Everybody was talking about Corey Day. That really ended up pretty sour for everybody. Everybody's like, where's the Corey Day haters? Well, still here. Now, as you could tell, William Swalich had a good car, but if you get out front, you're going to lead a shit ton of laps. Nobody can get to you. My argument here, obviously, like Corey Heim was really good in the truck race. What an exciting ending. But in general, please do not go back to this track. I mean, it is so bad. It is so bad to watch. It is so boring to watch. I can't imagine going to this track and trying to watch this race live. It is so fucking boring. It is so bad. And on top of that, to be able to handicap this race, it's really, really hard because this past weekend for the O'Reilly Series, supposedly, like, I didn't get to watch practice in qualifying, but they had 3 spurts of rain. So there was 3 red flags. Truck Series had a bit of that, including guys crashing. So, like, it was really hard. And then it's depending on who's going to take strategy because like who's going to have some sort of strategy to be able to take 2 tires. When will they stay out? When will the cautions fall? Will there even be cautions? Will it be fuel strategy because of like last year? And it was just a bit of a shit show. Now, we had Brandon Jones outright, and he ends up finishing second. Shouts out. How many times have I had people finish second? But that happens, right? Had him at like 22-1, so I'm okay with that. Had Lane Riggs and Chandler Smith, and obviously like expected a little bit more out of those boys. Kind of worries me. They, Lane Riggs wins the road course race, but Chandler Smith just not like that team can't put a whole weekend together. Then Lane Riggs, just not the race winning speed we've seen, but they're going for 4 in a row from front row at Bristol this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see what they have. Hell of a stacked lineup. But in general, congrats to Corey Heim in the Truck Series from winning in Rockingham. Unbelievable. And then William Swalch, congratulations, man. Absolutely unbelievable to be able to get your first win. I think if he kind of puts together some really good finishes and not necessarily win one again, but like just some really good finishes, I think that's going to save his ride for Joe Gibbs next year, because I was just saying a few weeks ago that his ride is on the chopping block here if he doesn't get something together. So getting his first win, absolutely huge, because it has been abysmal in that number 18 car. So congrats to him. Really happy for him. Something he'll never forget. So let's get into the Truck Series bets. I want to try and pull it up on Bet365 on my computer, but for some reason, Bet365 is having a spaz and saying there's no odds up, which is just definitely not true. Because I can easily pull it up anywhere on my phone and stuff, and it's just having a bit of a hissy fit. So anyways, let's just dive in. I want to look at the qualifying orders and who is in the race this weekend. It is absolutely insane, the truck race that we're getting this weekend and the guys that are in it. So just pull up the qualifying orders here. Where'd they go? There they are. All right, Truck Series. The guys that we have in here, Daniel Suarez going out first in qualifying. Avoid Daniel Suarez. Honestly, don't think he's going to be that good, but it's nice to see him in the Truck Series. I think it's going to be really fun, very interesting. Carson Hocevar, Chase Briscoe going out super early in qualifying. Keep an eye on that. Maybe I would be waiting on them. You also have Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Christopher Bell in the 62. Now, have we seen the race-winning speed and being able to stay up there at Darlington with Christopher Bell? Christopher Bell also at Darlington, just not that good. You saw it in the Cup Series on Sunday, like the speed. That 62, expected to be okay, but top 5, I don't know. And he's going out kind of early in qualifying. We'll see. That 62 team in general and like pit road and everything, it's going to be super tight. And I don't know how good they're going to be on pit road. Christopher Bell, obviously a great driver. I think he's half decently solid at Bristol, but in the Cup Series, but I don't expect much. I think it is a heavily stacked field. It's just a matter of these guys got to be able to work their way through the field, and pit road kind of scares me. And Carson Hocevar hasn't even been able to put a whole race together yet without having some sort of mechanical issue or tire failures. So the guys I'm really looking at that are in this race as well, but they're going out late in qualifying is Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch. I mean, the odds this weekend that they gave out on Kyle Busch are insane. I mean, usually for an outright, because of what Corey Heim's doing, he's shorter, but Corey Heim has not won at this track. He hasn't really performed the best here in recent years. Hasn't had the race-winning speed to be able to win here, and obviously with front row winning a bunch. And so I think there's an opportunity here once again with Kyle Busch. You used to be able to get him at plus 100, minus 110 or whatever to win the race, and you're getting him at plus 500. I saw on Caesar Sportsbook he opened up at plus 650. You take that every time with Kyle Busch. He's got 12 races here. He's got 5 wins. I think it's 8 top 5s and 9 top 10s. So I've got him at minus 110 for a top 5 for Kyle Busch. Hammered, lock of the century, boom. The only thing that scares me is the Spire trucks have not been good this year. But when Kyle Busch was in it at Atlanta, he goes to victory lane, wins 3 in a row there. So I expect Kyle Busch and that team of the number 7 truck to be able to put it together, have a good race, and just be there. And if he doesn't have the race winning speed, he'll just put together a good race and be able to work through the field, kind of like a Kyle Larson. All right. But Ross Chastain could have a good day. Don't really like the numbers on him. I think I'm a Ross Chastain's fan. But you never know with that 45 team. I think Ross could just be a contender in the top 5. I don't mind it, but I just don't like the numbers. And I really trust Kyle Busch at Bristol. This is like a bet. A bet you want to take every time, and now we're getting actual good value on Kyle Busch is crazy to me. Because it was tough to take. People were taking plus 100 before, and now we're getting plus 500 for outright. Sure. And we're getting the same number for a top 5. All he has to do is finish inside the top 5. I'll fucking take it. Out of the other guys that are going out super early in qualifying that kind of are really good. Chandler Smith going out 9th, having a bad few weeks. Very interesting to see how he qualifies. If they talk about him a lot on the broadcast, his numbers might drift out a little bit. Get a little shorter, but he's a FanDuel for outright. He's 22-1. He's won here before, and front row's been really good. So, his top 5 number, I gotta pull it up in photos here. Where is it? Files. That's not it. Let me see if I can pull up the top 5 odds here, guys. My bad. I had to airdrop the betting odds or whatever to oh, here we go. See. My bad. This is horrible radio right here. For top 5 for Chandler Smith, I do like the plus 220. It's just the qualifying that really scares me to get through the field, but I'm going to take plus 220 for Chandler Smith for a top 5. I do like that. So we've got Kyle Busch at minus 110, Chandler Smith at plus 220. And then a guy that's had good races here. Okay, guys, good races, just cannot finish the race. The 88 was even good here with Matt Crafton. That is Ty Majeski, man. He just needs at Bristol to put a good race together, have a good one, just finish the race. He's had guys that are down a bunch of laps get into him before. He's had car issue or truck issues. But a plus 325 for Ty Majeski for a top 5 here, I think is a great number. You just know that when he's inside the top 5 all day, it ain't a lock until the checkered flag comes out. Okay, even when he takes that white flag, God knows what's going to happen. But we saw Matt Crafton almost win the race against Kyle Busch and somebody else or whatever like 2 years ago in that 88. So I think it should be able to be fast. I think they just they missed it a little bit or whatever at Rockingham, if I'm not mistaken. So I think put a good race together, Ty. I think this is a great number. We wish we were getting numbers like this on Ty Majeski before. I think he's a great driver. I think it's just he's got to be able to put races together. So plus 325. And then outright numbers, plus 500 for Kyle Busch. You love to see it. Chase Briscoe, Chandler Smith at 22-1. I love that number on FanDuel. And then, Ben Rhodes kind of just sneaks up every once in a while. That's the only guy. He's going out super early in he's going half decently later in qualify, maybe mid-pack. And he kind of just has a good record here. He figures out how to be able to get up there. Only thing is it's been since St. Pete's, everybody's like, oh, he's doing a great job so far this year. And it's just been Rockingham scares me, man. Just no speed whatsoever. I hit a grand end finger over Ben Rhodes. The easiest bag I've ever made was grand end finger over Ben Rhodes at Rockingham. Like, just totally missed it. So that's the only thing that scares me going into this weekend is what is going on with that team in general over the last 2 years. It is so hit or miss. So it's the only thing that scares me about Ben Rhodes. He'll be a super long shot, but I think I'm just going to keep those. I like Lane Riggs, obviously, but we've got Kyle Busch. I want to see that battle. It'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, I think those are the final bets for Truck Series. So Ty Majeski plus 325 for a top 5, plus 220 for Chandler Smith for a top 5. Kyle Busch minus 110 for a top 5. outrights 22-1 for Chandler Smith on FanDuel. And then Kyle Busch plus 500 for a top 5. Love to see it. Love to see it. Christian Eck is keeping in my mind, but the way they race at Rockingham, very interesting. From Darlington to Rockingham, just like totally missed it. Christian Eck has been pretty good here. He's been pretty good here in the truck series, so it'd be interesting to see what he does. I was thinking about him for a top 5 rather than like a Ty Majeski, so that might change. Xfinity series or O'Reilly series, top 5, man. I like. There's some nice numbers out there on some boys. Okay, some men. All right. It's hard to say. I'm on the Corey Day train, but I want to take Sheldon Creed. He's going out a little bit later on qualifying. I like Sheldon Creed here. He's never really been able to hit it in the spring race. In the fall races, top 5s, ring them off, no problem. But remember the Hendrick cars. Hendrick speed in those cars now, okay? Sam Mayer has been half decent here as well, too, so keep an eye on that man. But Sheldon Creed has been able to put it together here on a half-decent, consistent basis. Doesn't qualify necessarily the best, but that also was Haas factory, at least last year, right? So I keep that in mind. He's going out qualifying okay. I think he qualifies inside the top 10. I don't think this top 5 number is going to drift out very far at plus 350 on Bet365. These numbers, there's a lot of them sitting out at plus 300. There's a lot of value on a lot of guys this weekend. Because Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson, Justin Allgaier, and Connor Zilic being in the field, and a lot of guys just drift out. If Sheldon Creed, obviously he wrecked out in a weird way with Brendan Poole going around last year in a scary crash, running around side the top 10 or whatever. So take the last fall or spring race with a grain of salt. But I think plus 350 is such a good line on Sheldon Creed, and they just. The best part is they're not trying to go win the races all the time. If they get put in that position, they will. But the top 5 is just like having a good, solid day. And I feel like Sheldon Creed, I think he's in the Road Ranger car maybe this weekend. I think he's just going to be having a good, solid day. And he put together a good, solid top 3 or top 5 or whatever this past fall in that Road Ranger car. So I would love to see him get a top 5. Corey Day, I'm on the train. He's going out super late in qualifying. His first time here in the fall, he just ran around super behind the field, didn't qualify the best at 17th, finished 17th. But I'm on the train if he's going to put it together. And who's been really good, who's his mentor here is Kyle Larson. I think that they've been probably working on this a lot, definitely with his performance in the fall here. So it'll be his second time at Bristol, but I feel like Corey Day could probably just put it together, man. And at plus 300 for a top 5 for a guy that has been ringing off top 5s a lot. Led a lot of laps. Yes, I think it's because he was out front at Rockingham or whatever. But they didn't make any adjustments when he ended up losing a bunch of a lot of spots on pit road that put him back there. And so he was really bad in dirty air. But Corey Day, I feel like he could just kind of just put it. He's been putting together good days. Now, is he an asshole? Yeah. Is he bad at interviews and kind of just gives away this cockiness? Yeah, but hey, no judgment at this point. Just put together some good races. If you start winning us some money, my view might change on you just a little bit, pal. Okay, but plus 300 for a top 5 for a guy that's been ringing them off, I'll take it. Corey Day plus 300. I love to see it. I'm really want to take Carson Kvapil. Because this race last year we had Kvapil. If Larson wasn't in the race, Kvapil wins. Kvapil has been unreal recently, putting together good races, and has been ringing off top 5s or being in the contention. Martinsville ends up getting caught in the wreck because of Lee Pulliam. But Carson, if he doesn't win one this year, it's going to be really sad. He's in the number 9, but the thing is Carson Kvapil, because he's in the 9, is going out super, super early this week in qualifying. So keep an eye out on that with Carson Kvapil. I think because of his number and where he's going to probably end up qualifying, his number is going to drift out a little bit. I think Carson Kvapil and his crew chief could kind of just put together a good race. He's probably going to have a fast-ass ride, I hope. And, yeah, man, obviously Zilic is in the 1, and that's what he was – or Yeah, Zilch is in the 1. So he's going to be in the 9, and he was really good in the 1 last year, and Zilch is probably going to be pretty good. But I hope, and I think that Quapple could kind of just put a good race together here. His dad was really good here too, so I think it'll be really interesting. Outright numbers, waiting on Quapple. Larson at plus 100, I just can't get behind it, but maybe, it is Larson at Bristol, and it's going to be the 88 car, so it's going to be really good. I think you kind of just have to bet on it, so we'll put 2 units on Larson to win just as like a cover. I kind of like Sheldon Creed at plus 2,500 is kind of crazy. I'm going to take Creed at plus 2,500. I'm sure he's a little longer on FanDuel. I haven't looked at that. Don't have it in my arsenal right now. And then, we'll wait on Quapple. I don't think anybody else is really going to get like really battle Kyle Larson, dude. Where is Larson qualifying? Let's see. Oh, God help us. He's going out second last. Kyle Larson plus 100, only outright bet. Well, not only, but I want to take Krieg because he's going out super late, and he's like he's 25 to 1, or probably maybe even closer to 30 to 1 on FanDuel. I like that. Brandon Jones could be pretty good, guys. He's going out super late in qualifying as well. He's had okay runs here. Don't hate Brandon Jones. Finished second last week, getting a little momentum. What was he sitting at here? What was he sitting at? Brandon Jones 20 to 1. Let's put that in there. Fuck it. Brandon Jones, Sheldon Creed, Kyle Larson. What a weird lineup, but I feel pretty good with Kyle fucking Larson at Bristol, dog. All right, so those are the O'Reilly Series bets. We love it. Cup Series, not the most value in the world right now, man. And honestly, it scares me a little bit to touch anything right now. Kyle Larson, super short. He hasn't won in almost, it'll be a year this weekend or whatever is it, if I'm not mistaken. You got William Byron out there at decent numbers. I don't mind that. But, like, what are we getting with tires? This is the thing, is they've fucked with the tires again. It's supposed to be like 26 degrees Celsius, so whatever that is, 70-something, 80-something or whatever, down in Bristol this weekend. Will the tires have insane fall off again? Will the tires be blowing? They mess with the tires, and we're not necessarily sure. They said it's not supposed to be as reliant on or get affected as much by weather and temperature. So we'll see what we get. We don't know what we're getting at this point, guys. I really want to wait on practice and qualifying. I don't know where everybody's at. For qualifying wise, like Kyle Larson's going out super late. Denny Hamlin's going out super late. Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Joey Logano. Like there's a lot of really heavy hitters at the back there, or at the back end of qualifying. One guy that I think that could maybe get a top 10 has been really good here is Michael McDowell at plus 1,000 on Bet365. He might be longer on other odds. He's had really good runs and finished inside the top 10 here a few times over the last few years. So Michael McDowell is a crazy long shot top 10 before practice and qualifying. I don't hate it. I've looked at that all week because I've bet it before and I've hit it before. So Michael McDowell's a crazy long shot with the speed that Spire has. Why not? Little sprinkle play. You don't bet your life savings on it, but a little quarter unit, little 0.4 of a unit on there, little sprinkle if it hits. Holy mother, you're having a nice day. But yeah, in general, I just want to wait. I want to see how qualifying goes. I want to see where guys are at. I want to see what the tire fall off is. So I don't really have much for Cup Series, but you guys got to go to the Action Network. Link is in the bio. You guys got to go over there to see what my plays are throughout the weekend. So go over there. It's free. Download the app. It's not a sponsor. Just go download the app. Follow me. You guys will get a notification anytime I put a bet in. Doesn't matter what sport it is. Like I have money on the Masters this weekend. I have Tommy Fleetwood, Xander Schauffele to go and win the Masters, as well as John Rahm. John Rahm did not have a good day, so fuck Liv. Shouts out. But we got Xander Schauffele and Tommy Fleetwood up there being able to battle. Shout out Rory McIlroy. So we and shout out Scotty Scheffler. So anytime I put a bet, though, you guys can get notifications. So pay attention to that this weekend. I'm going to be down at a Detroit Tigers game on Sunday, so I really won't be able to watch much of the race till we're driving home, probably after the baseball game. So I'll be tuning in probably halfway through the race. And I'll be kind of, watching the end of the Masters as well while we're driving back from the baseball game. The game's at 1 o'clock. So in the morning or Saturday evening, kind of pay attention to what I post on the Action Network. I think that's going to be really important. I think there's going to be a couple good standalone guys. I think Kyle Larson will be a factor this weekend. Really good here, obviously. They just need to be able to tune it in and bring a good race, a good car. I'm not a Larson fan, but I feel like this is the race where if you're in a lot of trouble, I feel like at this point, if Kyle Larson doesn't have a good showing this weekend, that means that team is in a really bad spot. But he's also going to Kansas where he's been pretty good. So you got 2 weeks here to kind of show where you guys are at, Kyle Larson and that 5 team. If you're a fan, you're hoping to God that they show out these 2 tracks. And if not, oh boy. Because I think after that you got Talladega, and then it's just like those are the 2 races that they got to figure it out. So I think William Byron's going to be pretty solid this weekend too. I just really haven't dove into it because I'm thinking about these tires. So just keep that in mind, guys. I would really appreciate if you guys I'm sorry this is so fast. I gotta get out to work. So hopefully you guys enjoy the podcast this week. And we're gonna get it out on YouTube a little bit later on in the afternoon, evening, this weekend. So you probably won't get it on YouTube for the truck race, but for the O'Reilly series and the Cup series, go check it out. I appreciate that. It's just there's a lot going on this week with the moving and everything like that going on, starting to pack, moving at the end of the month, and everything with my buddy's anniversary of his passing. So there's a lot of excuses this week, but we're back on the train starting Tuesday again as well. So just a lot juggling a lot. 2 job sites I'm juggling right now, guys. It's fucking chaotic. A 25-story student building and then a low-rise 8-story building, condo building as well on the other side of the city. So it's been a lot of chaotic shit going on right now, but we'll be dialed back in, putting up posts on Instagram, TikTok. So go follow me at Furlong Eric _ on TikTok and Twitter to get those full betting cards for the Truck Series and O'Reilly Series an hour before every single race. Go to the Instagram, Eric Furlong 21 on Instagram. Make sure to go follow me there. Go to the Hot Pass Podcast on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to the podcast. It helps out the podcast so damn much. Go to anywhere where you get your audio podcast, Spotify, Apple, wherever, and leave a 5-star rating. Helps out the podcast so much. And then, Hot Pass Podcast everywhere. Shouts out to me. Shouts out to you. Let's go make a bag this weekend. I'm feeling real confident. The truck race is going to be unbelievable. The O'Reilly series might be a snoozer because of Kyle Larson, but that's okay because you have top 5 bets you'll be worried about. And then the Cup series could be very interesting or very boring. But we love Bristol. And also, don't worry about the numbers of who's watching this Sunday for the Cup series. It is Masters weekend. In general, the O'Reilly series, truck series, everything about that, the numbers are probably going to be a little bit down because of the Masters. It's not the best weekend to be going to Bristol, but I digress on that topic. We'll continue on Tuesday. We have so much to talk about that has happened this past week. A lot of merch that came out last week. Like Brad Perez came out with shirts. Jake Garcia came out with some shirts. So I want to make some videos to pump out this coming week or whatever as well, breaking down that merch. So make sure to go follow me, guys. I love you. Let's go to the South. Let's go to Bristol. Let's go make a bag, baby. Hot Pass Podcast. Love you. Talk to you guys later. Holy crap. Smack the shit out of the microphone. Peace.